Hi there, my name is Bo Bollinger, and this is my Razor Foundations course. Thanks so much for being here and investing in yourself and the development of skills towards your craft. Before we get started in the work, I want to share a little bit about why I'm doing this and set some expectations for these classes. I found a little bit of a need for a process around using the tool that is the Razor. I've seen a lot of courses out there that share a map. And what I mean by a map is a starting point from A to B of how to accomplish a specific haircut using the Razor. And what's often left out with these types of classes is the nuance of what we're actually doing with the Razor. If you think of a map from A to B in a two-dimensional plane, what it doesn't account for specifically in the hair world is things like texture and density, expansion, and collapsing shapes. And so through this work, my hope is to share with you the nuances and skill sets that come along with the Razor that allow you to create things like expansion or collapsing shapes. And so while these maps, these A to B types of classes will serve you really well, this will help you along the line of creating your own maps and having a full understanding of the tool. When we think about this concept of doing an entire haircut with a Razor, it's a lot, especially if we're talking about doing it with a human. There's a lot of expectations. There's a lot of things to navigate. What I want to do in here is break it up into little bite-sized pieces that give you small wins that you can practice that will eventually accumulate into an overall success with a haircut. I'd like for you to take a moment and go back to the first day in beauty school that you got to cut hair. I know for myself, I can remember the expectations that I had of what that day might look like. I was really excited. I thought about all the things that I might learn. I thought about the things that I might cut, the shapes that I would create. It was really a very exciting day for something that I was going to create. And quickly, I learned that I actually didn't even know how to hold the scissors. And I definitely didn't know how to hold the scissors with the comb, and definitely didn't know how to navigate sectioning and holding the comb and transferring it between hand and hand. And I mean, cutting a straight line was completely out of the question. It almost felt like my hands didn't connect to my body. What I want to encourage you is that within some of this work, you're going to find a similar feeling. If you've never held a Razor, then that's going to be the start. If you have some practice with the Razor, I'm likely going to expose some nuances that are going to be difficult. And you're going to find some resistance in pushing through and working through some of this difficulty. So my encouragement is that staying open and pushing through some of these skills is where you're going to meet some of your maximum potential. If we imagine the idea of our potential living within a circle, right now, if you're not using a Razor, then you're only using a piece of that pie. And so the maximum potential lives outside of the pie, which is all the things that we already know. And so through this work, I'm hoping that you can expand a little bit outside that pie and create more potential within your work. So what we're doing here is acquiring new skills. And to do that, we need two things. One is a trusted process, which is why I'm here. The other is lots of repetition, which is up to you. So while we go through this little journey of this course, I'm encouraging you to stick with me. Some of it might be a couple steps backward from where you are, and some of it might be completely new to you. But stick with it, put in a repetition, and I promise this will lead to a full understanding of how to cut with the Razor.